Hey everybody, it's Tuesday, September 8th, and I hope you're ready for fall because here it comes. And I'm looking forward to seeing what Jesus is going to do in and through us this fall, in your families, with school, with schooling, with jobs, with whatever. We can continually lean and rely on God. You know, this has been a season of transition for sure. And one of the words that's really jumped out at me is the word reorientation. In fact, we're going to do a whole teaching series on it starting this Sunday called Reorient. And we're going to be looking at our mission statement to see how we need to reorient ourselves and get back on our feet. And I don't know if you saw this video on YouTube. It's by a guy named Mark Rober. He's a YouTube star. He was a NASA engineer. And he had squirrels that were eating food out of his bird feeder. And so he decided to make an obstacle course that was complicated enough for them. Here's a bit of his introduction to that obstacle course.
This is a bird feeder, and everything to my left is my attempt at making it squirrel-proof. If they want the bird seed, they will first need to pass through what is basically an 8-part Ninja Warrior obstacle course for squirrels. This course is extremely challenging. It is not for the timid of heart. But out of the gate, I will admit that in hindsight, that I completely underestimated my adversary.
Okay, so what this guy does, he has all these different stations that he sets up, and one of the stations is this catapult station. So the squirrel sits on this little platform, and then this guy Mark pushes a button, and pew! It sends the squirrel flying. Now he made sure it was very safe, had a net that caught the squirrel, and in fact the squirrels were fine. He says this in the video, but he also talks a little bit about how the squirrels reoriented themselves. So they go from this sitting on their feet and all of a sudden, boom, they're flung into the air, completely disoriented, and how quick they reorient. So I want you to just watch this. It's so incredible.
All right, now here's a second angle. Also, even if you don't trust my calculations, I can assure you that the squirrels did not care. In both launch cases, they were back up on the course in like 5 minutes. Here's the slow-mo and see if you can spot the 2 critical things he does to make sure he lands feet down. Did you catch it? The first critical moment is right here. He's already done the predictive math, and he's locked his head on the spot where he plans to land. And now his head will not lose that lock the whole way down. What's crazy is the time it takes him to do all the predictive math to know exactly where he will land and to lock his head is 300 milliseconds. That's exactly this long, literally less than the blink of an eye. Now besides picking the landing spot with his head, the second trick is with his arms. When he wants to keep his upper body from rotating, he has his arms out. But the moment he wants to rotate his upper body quickly, he tucks them in. And then when he wants to stop rotating, he extends them out again.
You know, I draw some good lessons out of that. I see that in some ways, we're a lot like that squirrel. In January, first part of February, we were going on. Life was, you know, basically understandable. We had things figured out. We had things we were going to do and routines we had in place. And suddenly somebody hit a switch and boom, we were flung into the air. And some of us are still flying through the air, still trying to figure out where we are and what we're doing. But here's what I learned about the squirrel that was so fascinating to me, was how he fixed his eyes on where he was going. And the scriptures tell us to fix our eyes on Jesus. And when we take our eyes off Jesus, the situation around us is way more chaotic than we can handle. I think of Peter walking out of the boat, walking on the water, fixing his eyes on Jesus. He stepped out and actually walked on the water. But then he took his eyes off the goal. He took his eyes off Christ and immediately began to sink because he looked around at the waves and the storm. And Jesus wants us to fix our eyes on him. And it is very, very easy to fix our eyes on the chaos and on the problems and on the difficulties that we're facing. The instability, the insecurity, the lack of normality. And Jesus says, watch me. Fix your eyes on me. And as we do that, as we fix our eyes and lock on Jesus, then I think the rest of our lives are going to come in order and we're going to land on our feet. We're going to land in a good place because we're fixing our eyes on Jesus. So I want to encourage you with that today. I'm looking forward to the series we're going to start teaching this weekend. And yeah, just pray that you have a great week. Reorient is the word of the month. Reorient. Fix your eyes on Jesus. We'll land on our feet. God bless you guys.